Boadu issue because majority of the people never knew. Questions. I know more than 20 people who have been reporting to various security agencies on the quiet. Besides, Nnipa bɛn na betimi atie gina ho a oka say I am restructuring the party. Why? Obiya ni ho. This is a party ya say wabɔ krono anu nti na ya pam wa makotena nkyɛn.
Yeah.
Party no asoa ne mpanimfo ne nasefo nyina de ko jambo muti ene yafu ne nasefo gina wiam say ye demonstration for ne amanfo awepra ko ayache because sika ba
na wan si ho
nipa ɔnnim nyansa na wanya sika ya afa oba na say sika na onya anafo ye Nnipa de dollar kra bia wani hu bi da wona wo ye demonstration. Young people should get smart. Kochi obi a oya NDC no CPP no oya hwan yo oya konfa no che wo fase ye kra na the person must be dealt with.
This is Boadu TV. Truth and integrity.
Dabia meka, if you are Ghanaian and you are very smart, very honest and very dispassionate, now sometimes you decide to fold your arms. Now you who say when you're Ghanaian, now shed their course on the political stage, and sometimes you feel so disappointed as we are Ghanaian, and it does appear say some that's how growing a mpanimfo when you expect to be too craft for no have decided to go comic way. Sometimes a broadway and so. Because over the years, all of us have been rooting for when you betimi reduce corruption. See, it mean through her crowd to it the barest minimum. Betimi aye the aye nyina e de to ase. And 2024 election on the foundation the fact under Akufo-Addo corruption became so pervasive to the extent say obia de abufuo and the koto abase yenkotu nkrofo we na yem make them say they hold them accountable. And it was on that premise, and I Ghana for the Kotuaba and the results of who So there is this unism among all of us. So corruption, going forward, no, you perceive render a high risk venture. The stake will be so high that nobody will be willing to go in. And in Nema where shall see a cosi, but be back yoko for my catcher of one say, you see, say we are professional now we are as a criminal investigator. Ordinary, you are not supposed to be putting people on notice then as a forum, but we are talking about issues with political connotations and political dimensions. If you ask people to come to your office, now we investigate you more, and you do that on the quiet without letting people know. Say Nnipa way, aye way. Now we are investigating the person. If you decide, so we'll be here on the quiet, because you are doing your job as a criminal investigator, forgetting about the political angle and the political dimension. The very moment the issue pops up into the public space, it becomes a fresh turn to the people, and they will react the way they are reacting. Boadu issue because across the country, majority of the people never knew questions. So the very moment it came, say he has been arrested, they became a fresh turn to people. Then we are being witch hunt. So I am saying, sir, the Yoko boss, I understand he's an experienced, your friend is saying, a criminal investigator with decades of experience in the but he should also understand that the domain he finds himself and yet just criminal investigation, but also there is a political angle and a political twist to the issues. So you can never investigate any of these political actors on the quiet. You might think you are doing them a favor, because you don't want to put their faces out there. But at all there, you see the way they are demonizing him, you see the way they are bastardizing him. But there's a Ghana for him that say Boadu involved in the first 55 million Ghana city scandal. All cause of investigation. And I can sit here and tell you that I know more than 20 people who have been reporting to various security agencies on the quiet. All because, and several other people. You understand? So that one young man, now say, would you decide to do it on the quiet? The very moment you move in to arrest the person, to the ordinary person not in China, I are fresh. And people will interpret to me and say, Oko TV, so called Kantia Mununtia. Because people proud or didn't know anything about. But you need to let people know that this person have been investigated. 55 million Ghana cedis involved. And the Abasa Okochena, Ghana for him, so that's all the normal investigation.
Yeah.
So I think that is the advice I have for them. Yes, it's not just the criminal aspect doing your investigation, but there is a political angle.
Yeah.
The political angle is so overwhelming and so overbearing to the extent that, expect it out of control, you can't control it. And they need to understand whoever they are investigating, Ghana, because my culture is a modern governance, and yes, a bosom, and they be more share them, I could cancel my go more bar. Now I say, no more information. No, modern governance, whether the criminal aspect, whichever, let the people know. If you leave the people behind, me say, when a man for a baby, now would the kind job more, they will change the direction. What when is a winner will lead you more, but they will go somewhere. So you don't make such a mistake, and I think that is the biggest mistake Yoko did on this particular matter. And again, so what's now here issues now the amount of money involved then as a formal. People are not paying attention to your friend is saying issues now can't want them no. People are not paying attention to the key and the fundamental issues involved.
Yeah.
They are limiting the whole issue to Kwanya Yoko Fa so Mkoche no. The stop order akwa various friend is saying without a stop order in your operate about back the security agency decided they would need him and they pick him up and then as a for them. And for the first time I wanted to your friend is saying bash the Yoko for sa adiana yakwachi Nnipa ya de nekwa ye hwa ye hunu and as fa sanse hunu no. I've always spoken against that, but this time around I think they did something different. Immediately now they issued a statement telling people that this person has been arrested and detailing the fact of the particular reasons into Omakwa and we see the amount of money involved, personalities involved to the extent say persons now you see ono na boss no. Some admit the guilt to the extent that they are even paying back. That is not an exoneration of your friends saying they say omo aye at the bonnet. The state can go ahead and say prosecute them. But the mere fact that somebody has decided to pay back, which means Yankasa miracle, but it give you a certain credence to the claims being made by Yoko. So this particular gentleman in question here may not be as innocent as people may want it to be. What does I'm make no? And again, so we almost children are coming who videos be circulating on social media. I see a dineko if you been a huge mansion. According to sources,
and if you never lateno,
if you near Nadia. Now what be say such a young man, we had a background that you don't even know what he does. Ajuma minim so kokoya ne so kokoya DC ya pamono, and that this interministerial way will be able to within a short period accumulate so much wealth to the stand say obesi efia wuhu esi ho what says sika no konya no he if indeed that particular house no ne de yenimi o and several other people nti amanfo ka kire say governance na amanfo bam de be yo mu hu ya then you need to understand and I sympathize with the poor, gullible young folks. There be a here for my any Jimmy, because Nnipa no more kwako jina ha. Omo yase ye protest aji obi no. Ono e dan a ba ko otimpo ni ye ton a etimi hwa wo no abusuafo nyina. Obi a ogina ha ono ye protest na abobo ya akra na kasa kofa bi bra unya bi ba. These are people who have accumulated so much wealth through filthy means. Sikana omude yesa japade we no enka all things being equal eya wu sika esa nka wudi change wa brabo nipa no mo nam ho no mo demonstration no obi oha na japade we wiase nyina ye bia jot packet back bia da nem paase oni hwe na abi you listen to the interview oni na sefo no obi japade we wiase nyina jot packet back e da ne dem ma ofiri ho kwa akonom. And this is a person or not free in the fee. Ababe Johnson or your protester defending Obia is alleged to have stolen 55 million Ghana cedis. Onkwana nyina ye fro abusuafo nyina batena se bo mo ano ka che omo se omo nkofa half kramra omunya bi mbada. And you are defending such nonsense without even availing your mind to the extent of this whole thing. Ebetimi aye no kre entumi nya no kre. But the mere fact is this person has done this, and if you look at the red flags around. Now what chance who could defend no who demonstration, you know, or motivation is saying, are you against the state prosecuting people? Yes. If it is being done on unfair means, we all have every right, because at some point in time when the current finance minister, one friend is saying, forcing MPP for use of crime money and as for NDC on several occasions came to his rescue, defended him because the state employs certain shenanigans now or more try say be jailing at all costs. But in this particular regard, investigations at the preliminary stage, the person has not even gone to court. I'll more try to investigate to establish the premise indeed this criminal activities, a cause. So the whole party will go and hire people to go and your friend say stormy Yoko, quiet demonstration, say to stop the investigation and answer the what about the allegations that has been leveled? They did not answer any of them. Yeah. So I think Nyama when you know as people and where we want to achieve and where we want to go. But you see, a two obia or you affiliated to a particular political party. Yebenya amam form or more Nnipa kwako defender no. When indeed, where the interest of the state is concerned, nobody cares. And for me, I think that is quite problematic. You may fault Yoko and these other security agencies over the years for quite a sometimes the defects are so glaring and those kind of, but it does not take away the substance of the issue on the table. The mere fact is that the monies involved are so huge, are life-changing money. Yati kroma, Chachuchi Kata was jailed for sika or ni sika o. You say or guarantee bank biya and then as for causing financial loss to the state. Or te bank or te asore them and na kufo tam and ye kokofa no. Ye jailing no at the time and a lawyer any ho. Papa, you find a pepper, you cocoa, you saying, something, pepper. Your friends are Victor Solomon and as a forum. These people were jailed, and if you go back to look at the amount of money they were accused to have, your friends saying dissipated. You'll be shocked. But these people saw the inside of a prison. Today, these are young people who, in the name of having gotten the opportunity to serve in any capacity, have stolen so much to the extent because it's quite obvious. And it was so easy to steal because now Nankasa was broken. Everybody, the whole thing was transformed into some sort of way. President in the Busia for the Chan Weshan Obia. Now, not in China, the Debena or Enya. Enti Obia was liberated. People stole as if there was no tomorrow. Enti Sa Nehemiah Uwin, I have signs and symptoms of a government that was so corrupt. A government that was so inept, so inefficient, so appropriate word to describe the government, the incompetence of the Akufo-Addo government. Now the incompetence, you're so historic and adia yubida. And you don't end as anima when you see. So me, I am a time wo Chrome harness issues way back. Now, but security for gigi question on the Nakwashani investigation issues in your pen one no Yantashi some miracle issue gigi. We don't want to wake up and say and no
because say gifted you no cry and say who updates national service
yes because
who updates
I say ye stage near ma sometimes airtime it's better you don't even start it because me da bia meka me ya ban. Now, some investigation number faster you should know so much fear BM. You see, that is why I was against people arresting Abronya, you see, you stay calm. Make sure that you are picking the person on a solid ground. You are not coming home.
Yeah.
Because I'll make sure that the evidence, everything is solid. And the bit me standing the test of prosecution our court. And you are saying Uber fee. Fana ya far no, your next destination is a prison. One them kura 3 months. Uber fee besu nyansa. Na ya kokwa Nnipa na ya demonstrate na we gina ha adachia buruburu ya na issue na die. Abasa, you are killing confidence in the people. You understand? So for me, I think say you can say you be my criminal justice system no, and your investigative way no as a country. I so effective, so robust no na se for no man. we need to redesign. Now, we retool the whole architecture, the mindset and the orientation around it must change. Abrantie, umuvu insa ukwakofano na ano. The next stage, you are done with investigation, you hand it over to the Attorney General to start prosecution as quickly as possible. Issue where about the next 3 months, we will not visit this particular issue. And the Abasana, you are giving people the opportunity to go and highlight themselves. And look at people who got opportunity to do interviews. You see, the security agencies, you don't create a medium to advertise themselves to the world. Because all that they are seeking is publicity. A situation will pop up and they will be relevant. That's all that they are seeking. You don't give them that opportunity. Because for the past 2-3 days in here, the discussion has been demonstration. They've been, if you pick all the headlines, so you are giving fools the opportunity to advertise themselves using your resources, state resources, because the state, your friends saying, newspapers in the state, your friends of machinery, were reporting on some of these things. Where we could have channeled that particular energy to other stuff. That's my worry. You understand? So if you are picking them, make sure you pick them right.
Yeah.
Make sure your evidence, everything is ready. You don't create any unnecessary, your friends, tension when you know you are not ready.
Yeah.
When you know eventually you are going to give the person bail. He will go home, and in the next 3-4 months, we are not going to talk about the issue. Then what sense does this make?
Doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. You understand? So elsewhere, pekewa. Then that is good about the American investigation with Abu Trikan. 1 year. Now, I don't know release details of the investigation they've been conducted. So I'm no more to Chrome when Abu Trikan say munya serious. Munya serious.
US attorney was say, "Oma investigate ya Nnipa dodo ambre wafo omo edrisa romance scam ni edi wo."
Me say
not looking less than 20 years.
Omunya serious na ba mero afọ ma me phobia na onim. What you want say abrante ni nton cement. Onye koko krachi. But that be sika no nya wo ye nipa ya badwemba. You should have asked yourself that particular question. Look at the details of indictment that has been presented yesterday. Ukokanya. We show the details of information that they have to the extent say, Mr. Kroman FBI, you know, America, they are in this country. They are here. So everything you do, moving around. At some point in time, he was moving with an undercover agent of the FBI. But he never knew. Chrome has a corner dealings no more course of they were doing it with an FBI agent. Our grounds. And they are done.
Yeah.
About 90% of the investigation is done. Just there is no single person I ever found about Kruma because they will not waste resources, come here, fight and get you extradited. And then I say for them to go and lose the case. It's not possible. And I think that is a strategy that we need to adopt. And the whole picky brand here, he is ready for investigation. If there is a criminal element, I call for the detention, I retain him. You make sure less than the 24-hour, we're in a court now, 48 hours, you make sure you present him before a court. Then it ends there. You understand? But now the whole nation will turn around.
Yeah.
Now, gigi, bail.
To the sense, say, Wabeka so call a croma cascano.
Exactly. No, because when it happens like this, he sees himself as a hero.
As a hero, yeah.
And he will capitalize on that and become relevant. Everybody coming for him, and then as a forum, that it does make him a hero in a political sense. Yeah. You understand? So that is what I'm saying. Say, the last time I did say police for Abronya and see Black Maria Che and a cameraman you say you don't use your resources to advertise fools. And that is what the security agencies have been doing. And Abronya and I'm the open. But if you go back to Daily Graphic, or that way, you use your resources to advertise him and to wouldn't know when they're smart. When you know I didn't know where your name could see baby. So if you know say I didn't see baby, don't waste your time, go and pick the person. The very moment you go in to pick the person, it means everything is watertight. The person is not going home. That's what you do. Because at this point in time, you don't do this thing to please anybody. Ghana Fordo are convinced that these people stole our money. Akufo-Addo government, the level of corruption was so revealing, so palpable to the sense that you could touch it. And the Obiabo Chrono there and Newton. All that they want is watertight evidence. Investigation na ebetimia standard the test of prosecution, our court of competent jurisdiction. Na yetimia try Nnipa ho. That is the closure Ghanaians need, not this drama. And also a lesson to young people in this government today. You see, and American so ko be yes yadeda na. Now who say said ya wo nam ho no sa na obi ba me nam what dey say. Obo Saturday we e but make say obi aye Saturday. Na wo be say Saturday e be ye we ye. Unim Saturday e be ye we ye. Good. Sa na tie. O Saturday e ba. Ba bia nim na wunim. Sa na tie. Until whenever you get opportunity like this, the president has respected you, has your friends out of way amount of opportunity to serve. And yes, sir, we win nyansa. And then yes, sika na wabatunu ya oma ameno papa there. Ana what there you can use do whatever. And maybe however long the party will stay or the government will be in power, the day of reckoning and accountability will come. And when it comes, these people you see as friends, my colleague CEO, my colleague Weno, they will not be colleague CEO. They will be ordinary people. At that point, you go and face the law. As I want to do with Nehemiah. And then Ghana for need to the stand say, and then you still have gullible people who will troop onto the street to defend some of these things. And maybe do ya chewa, obi and obi wachi. Because Abranti enya and sika ODC expensive mansion, esi latte and wuram baby. Ah no, Abranti obi say your friend saying nnim adwuma why because obedi politics achintino has been able to build mansion. I bet me change the life of thousands of Ghanaian young people. Now you see a lifestyle audit will come here. Maybe say he found onya sika to do this particular japade if indeed I am there. And when I want who they win him, and this is what they do. And I chroma Nnipa benya sika. Apart from say we see a man on I feel obesi bia mansions I see my girlfriend because I say kwasi anya sika. Say kwasi anya sika. I feel obesi bia man girlfriend. Atoka. Now you sponsor young people to go and give birth in America. In the UK. That is what they do. And we hear Nnipa wajapade. O hear Nnipa wajapade nyina ye jaw to packet back where that with them. What he defend you be? Ono ne baby mama cry to UK, ne baby mama at the US. Every day be $100 de kokomano. Now we hear Nnipa abobo ya kra ma me ni bi. Wakwa gina wiam. So we hear demonstration. So let us be wise. Because these people, when they have money, they don't even respect you. You go to them and the language, they don't even treat you as a human being. You may be in the same political party. And today, you are out there. And I'm happy. I'm not sure some young people.
Oh, 90% of them is not party members.
You call junkie site and you are cotton so. And if you listen to some of the interview, it's so embarrassing. And that also bring the MPP leadership to the picture again. I can't just say MPP now say yo. Party from station boys who operate on emotions. Your friend saying wisdom and intelligence that is needed to run an entity like MPP, that thing is no longer there. I listened to the General Secretary who granted interview on some of this, and the nonsense the guy was spewing, and said, this guy is the General Secretary. Do you know that I mentioned he was taking this thing from? Or say, Mahama Peso got 10. And until Nnipa na omwano wadenya, bekasa, no, wasa asiya chichi omo. Now we say in the first place, the current constitutional arrangement does not allow the president to go for a third term. And the president has publicly said...
He's a lawyer.
Yes, he's a lawyer. And the president has publicly said, but he cannot even go. And even if it's a mraman, a crime krana, you will break the trust and the confidence of the people of this country. So that argument of president going to third term is a non-starter. And the president has consistently made that particular point quite clear. Because if any attempt, Ghana will not forgive him and he will not even attempt it. You understand? But to say, or Chichia Manfo, and the miracle guy, who said he's a communicator. That guy became relevant because he was able to respond to Sami Jamfi in a banter. And that is the thing that gave him relevance. When you talk about political communication, it is a fine art. You are able to convince people. So you're sitting here. By the time I leave here, I should be able to convince people. You see, communication should be such a way that even people who disagree with you cannot stop listening to you. Because in as much as they disagree, they know you are going to offer something they will learn something. That is how communication. These boys, this Miracle and Co, they are all noise boxes. Noise box. That is what they do. They think and their analysis is premised on the NDC MPP comparison. That is all the politics that they do. That is not political communication. Because ask yourself, do they convince people when they get opportunity to sit on radio, on TV? I can tell you, sir, the MPP current communication strategy, instead of bringing people on board, they rather repel people. Because if you are a smart and intelligent person and you're listening to the way they communicate, the arrogance, especially before, and people. So instead of communicating to bring people on board, these are people who consistently are disengaging from the people. They are not communicating. They are disengaging. So you think these are people who are giving government pressure? Pressure, Ben. Because as it stands now, President Mahama has been in power for how many years? Almost 2 years.
Not 2 years.
The pendulum is still shifting in his favor. The public commentary is still against the opposition. What is that? Because there are no good communicators out there to twist. You can be a communicator because to make a cancer, that is not communication. 1990, now I'm for your politics. That strategy would have worked for you. But we are talking about having the ability to convince intellectuals, having the ability to convince Nnipa ɔnnim nyansa not gullible folk.
Yeah. No,
because their political communication, all that you can do is to wow your base.
Yeah.
Your base, you don't. Across a walk with Roman and Sunday, now we preach you. The people there don't need conversion because they are already Catholics. They are Catholics. So you cannot convert a Catholic to become a Catholic. So when you're speaking and your base and because you have them already. But the new souls you are supposed to bring on board. Ask yourself, sir. Communication now way, does it bring people on board? And look at the space. All the communicators running around. When they speak, people get angry.
Yeah.
Anytime MPP communicator speaks, they anger the people. And that is a strategy. No more changing the tone, the posture, the narrative. And the fact is, they messed up this particular country for almost 8 good years. You don't sit back and turn around and expect the things to be heaven within a short period. No. So anytime you come criticizing the president or the government, people will refer you, say, now then you to Cambodia now. You messed up 8 good years. You couldn't fix a thing in this particular country to the extent even a hospital that was done in your Florida, Ashanti region, the military hospital, no crano. One who nyansa, who say, your man in your operation, Nana, opposition, what who nyansa be to a buying for. You can't do that. So you see, so if you have a whole general secretary of a party talking like a baby, then it's a problem. Consemna or canun, the poverty of wit, the poverty of intellect, the poverty of logic. It is so overwhelming and so amazing to the stand that San Crofo when they lead the Kufo MPP. San Crofo when they lead the party. We are Kumbrobe and Co. And Lydia. Then you show it's a problem. Yes, because the current leadership is the last time I sat here and I told you, Kennedy Japan is somebody. Your friend is saying you may not like his politics and so forth. You have an issue with him. The whole party machinery MPP, nobody can walk to Kennedy Japan in the house and say, Master, we are there, we are going together. The ego, the arrogance. So now the decision is that young Pam free party. Kennedy Japan Menka's also a party, but he's very resourceful within the ranks of the MPP.
Yeah, sure.
And he's somebody who has been willing to do a lot of things for them. So such a person wouldn't even life for that. This is not the first time or near my own pet or the man for or be yo. Who be aware smarter. You don't fight that person publicly.
Yeah.
But this is a party being led by boys with boyish egos. So they cannot sit. We say, yeah, Marenti Dabi, Obaka Onko, yeah, Pamono, we ask a camera dinner, you bet me dinner, Tamano, so for camera. That is not a political party. That is not leadership. So if I tell you the MPP political party has suffered leadership crisis, that is what I mean. So we had a rank and file of the party leadership na maybe say Nnipa bɛn na betimi atie gina hɔ a ɔka say I am restructuring the party. Why? Obiara ni hɔ. Because asɛm general secretary now or the CEO of the party ɔbɛtena ase adwene nsɛm no ho ansa na ɔbɛkasa no. Ono na first person to call on Asempa FM or any other radio and he's speaking. Boom 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 boom. As a general secretary kasa boom 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 boom. Why na kwatena ase afa akire no obi akwatena ase akokasa ya. Party no chairman kra omuso omu nibi. Yes chairman na dwane.
Also omunya no odwen ne ho.
Exactly. Because the party has become so unattractive. So they make kind of say, and we a political party a man for a boss was a we or minor boy. When you protest and could defend you be yes wabokro no. And it doesn't make sense.
Free Nnipa no.
Exactly.
Na kuromafo na hu say wa nkasa kra what is no.
Yes. This is a party yes wabokro no enu nti na ya pam o kwatena nchen.
Yeah.
Yes we Nnipa ni bia bokro no. Nnipa no mo bokro no na bi kra agi atum say kyade de ye betua sika na back. Na party no asoa ne mpanimfo ne na asefo nyina de ko jambo muti. Ene yafu ne na asefo gina wiam say ye demonstration. That tells you say and then all the young guys no more party dem nyina no usi obia de odi kan hu ye nafu. And the same mistake. These are young people who cannot even fix their belly, their stomach. No omo fu kra no they don't even know how because omo nya nkwase sika ye didi nkwase so ye de ye and omo fu and then now see omo fu na dikan. Yes.
You know that
And Kramrantia working with pot bellies because they got money.
Yeah.
And the only thing they could fix was their belly and their stomach. None of her videos, you know. May I pay attention to details. So, near my mom for her. I pay attention, Papa. Look at them. The last time I met Dr. Baumia, Baumia was a nice guy 2016. Shana, Uhuna, Nafuna Yadia, Edikan. But don't have a structure. It's not supposed to be so.
Yeah.
A lack of care of his own self. Because sika ba yenidi yamwe de yamwe anajo for ne amanfo awe praku ayache because sika ba
na wan si ho
Nnipa ɔnnim nyansa no wanya sika ya afa oba na sa sika no onya anafo akwasa kromfo yere da bia wa nigiem na wo mere wo kwa adwuma no ana wo pia abonten no na TV ba ko pe na sifie obeba na ne kunu di TV ba 3
aba be bo wa
abije be na chen we. So when these young kids got money in that filthy way, no, that is how they use it. Or did you say, and do huna na funano, or nantika crab you cry, bre, fifret, no to say we no. And these are people, or pante. And these are people in their early 40s, or 20, or be a 30, 35, 21, wine. Adajia crowd they call Jim Crackers High School, Nibi, Kosikabu, and a friend the chairman, when you're VA or them, air conditions, citizens or cover. And these are people, poor people are out there defending. How can you go to a near?
And
my main country, young people out there. You see, there is this incident of police for about a month for two, police for about a month for two, and then as I have condemned many of them. But yeah, let me sit here and tell you on authority.
Yeah.
When a policeman or a military man is on duty, na okuratuo. Na sa wona na cost struggle no ku wa ku kwa fatu timi. Some military man, police ni kuratuo on duty. Na try to do anything silly no kuwa. The worst that can happen to him is about run atade. But to be charged with murder,
it's not possible.
And then you need the best of an attorney to prove that in court. And to be very careful when soldier ni kuratuo, police ni kuratuo, na in the name of demonstration, emrano maho kwan. Se obi ye unlawful assembly rioting. Na se police we yan kwase ade na ye kuwa. Police ni no yan prosecute mpo na campus ye bisa sa hwan. Fatu team the wo call demonstration, wo ye rioting, wo ye protest. This rioting. Na wo ye wadwen sa wo ni police ni soja ni e be challenge no kuwa. Okuwa wa kunkwa. Fatu team and to be very very me who say obi to the na no video bi ba abrante bi akọ soja ni okuratu aso
sanya me mukwa na me video no
wa soja ni okuratu aso he could have forgiven you but oboti mutu okunkwa nobody will do him a thing fatu tim enti ahia for maya ya no man te maya ya omo de car be si ho
se wa ma no
ya
ya no me ya ntemma se wa ma
I say ahia for man na so hia ba no akoto bo abo bi kam roman sofo na mala mo area ho no mo hu na man ade nchen dia baba opono okopa chewo adan a ohia ni ba akobo obi ahwehwe
akobo obi ahwehwe
wa muske ni ba akobo obi ahwehwe da kupie kura wo mpie na kampasa akoto bo abo obi
obi ka say first abo hu baba Ibrahim Mahama baba na ti ga bezo be hu no wen
na okopie akwa
na wa ko hu no
but yanuma hia for my ni so shi be no akopa obi ga we roman sofo na malam na hu na man anopa na ye bo malam pono nkopa papa e che my because car no ahwehwe no ya man 100 years on tia
ka
maame ne ya wiemfo ba ne ba ejina say oye demonstration because you see obi awia 55 million Ghana cedis or no asi the mansion what see dan tokas amana ho asesa ne makogum asi mansion amana girlfriend afa the girlfriend akwatira brochira wawo a or tiswa dollar de call man wo hia ni ba de dollar kra bi wadin hu bi da wo na wo ye demonstration young people should get smart. Be wise. Not just delete yourself from this politics of nonsense. Because sika na ekono nyina no enye nipa ne sika o. Eye wo future wo ba bia ese oba ne daachi. E na kwabrane e de finance ne urges. Enti wo kogina wo say wo defend na. Wow, wo daachi na wo defend against. It will not go well with you understand? So I think that the security agencies should proceed. And I'm telling the Yoko boss say or investigating or be in secret, henceforth he should cease and let the public know. Obi or investigating no. Because say asamba biema, it will be fresh on the minds of the people and they will come after you. Eko nyina Ghana for ni say miracle boadi investigating na. Now kwachena enyo obi anwa. Awadwe say wo ye the favor oh yeah politically exposed person to the yenya no kokoam. Eno hu nsunsanso na amanfo ebechewe. Abaye, you see the way they are insulting him. And you thought you were doing him a favor. Governance is about your friend saying, how do you call it? Disclosure. You need to disclose everything. Because the criminal justice system, the prosecution also under this government, you know, and you're Ghana for an you see a pay. So you cannot negotiate with anybody in secret. Even Obia, I see what you see, now, you know, people should know. Because okay. America say we are back. So who are we in the favor? It doesn't make sense. When are we in the favor? I think in as much as their criminal investigating, their communication angle need to be elevated. They should hire people to do for them. Because this is not an ordinary CID sitting in an office doing the police work. Yoko is tied to a political development. Anything you do at this point has political consequences. Let people know. See the political angle. Let people know what is happening. So that when it comes, the narrative will not be flipped against you. It's a solid advice for free. That's up to the mom far.
Nnipa ne services until say nnipa ne beko no aka say nnipa so masi na wa ha nti sa na etie. All right. And Ivan, honorable Amakofi Buamiati say Achimota Forest is executive instrument 144 2022 ena Nana Danko Akufo-Addo de ba ye asase na Achimota Forest no ye fanda ne mabusia bi na wo mo entwitwa nton ti ne opeso si abronsa wo obe de opeso de ye bia commercial and both domestic nyina no nti na ka ye yi na free ne original status as the forest reserve no e de akọ everyone say commercial and domestic. But enna minister Miati says cabinet see there be a forest reserve was say come back to the status.
Yes. You see yatra kromada bia ya kan DCMPP nyo NDCMPP nyo ba meka say ofa omo party me no si ho a the NDC will always be better than the NPP. Because you see MPP for ayom so omo ba they come to fix themselves. Even if the nation will become a casualty crowd, they don't care. And say even in recent times, all that they've been doing now is reversing the mess the MPP created. Because most of the decision taken before did not take the interest of the country into consideration. And this is one of the things that I Ghana for him. Forest reserve Idaho. Adaho from Kwame Nkrumah pencil. Rawlings is the longest serving head of state of this particular country, more than 20 good years. I'm fan in Sanka Chimota Forest. I'm William Mandabusian for. And Rafui Baye, Sir John, Oko Ramsa site. Yeah, go there. And then most of the crisis in your honor, that particular site was conserved for ecological purposes. Ye sika from a monolith for conserving that particular area. Kwabrane bo modern to try ya twabema na busuan for ko try forest the man wo fase de ye well. Say owu a some man double bargain. Well na Sir John ye no. Nipa na da Chimota forest man o man double bargain e kan ho. De opese o kire say e to de ade ya baji afabo ho ban.
Afabo ho ban tutuo.
This is how greedy and how dangerous these people are. Chimota forest no. The whole idea ne say ye commercialize it at the maton ma ya nkasa ye ho. Because after say Ella na ye no ubekom no takeover happened that.
Yeah.
But designating no to the previous status, you know. For me, I think that is good because we cannot just take advantage of all the lands. Because Ghana no anya young kwan ye betenamu.
Yeah.
Amam for senior meba. Yeah. This world is going to be here for the next 2,000 years again.
Yeah.
So Nnipa no mo ba no. There will be no forest. And then Accra, almost every single virgin land has been desecrated. You can't summon a man for serious. Now, so to you, summon a boy. The whole city, the whole town, at the Tensuani, you saw Henna Crat and Suani and a Kunya Ryan. Omunina done by force. Because we sat here and warned you, sir. Galamsey na ye wo krom ho no ya stop here. Ya abrantie ya mo frene ya frene say MPP Kumasi chairman ya frene say wuntumi. Tu na ni sisam na boy kro ni sutu ase nyina. Na no hu ye. Ahemfo tetansu ani.
Yeah.
Assemblyman tensu ani. O hwe na wu the whole city. So the sama no yen kan sa keke. Ebia neema bia yete ho aye behunu wo ye panyinu jabro science wa wu. So take it serious. Now no consequences na ba say wa hu.
Yeah.
The whole city we need part do mu ye. Nipa mo ahwe mo nkwan because of some of these things.
Yeah.
And sa neema we will replace ye. So people must take this thing serious. Yeah. Sa your forest na say for my minister na abaso. Why are there because see Akufo-Addo kono na almost about certain percentage of your forest are virgin obia enkuramuda ya de amaya ho amanfo gum but onya minister we nya hwe kura na waje the forest back.
Yeah.
That alone he deserve commendation.
Yeah.
And now amanfo nya kokoduro and now land minister no yampam na ye nya say yampam na ko he ya
hwe
Galamsey has always been a problem.
Yeah.
Then cast out by what was Yama Galamsey kokura. But the measures that were put in place, you know, to a certain extent, you know, Ama Galamsey problem, no, form change, and that is how you measure. That is how you measure improvement, achievement. That is how you do it. Kakra, he will get there. The Nadmos, yeah, eba Now, no, they are still on the ground. Now, no, hona mukoye banta. Abrante bi kobo so je niasmo di to bo na nine no. It means they are still on the ground chasing the people. Emrante na say adenti no moja de wo boni ho nyino na wo na wo kire ba bia say omokọ. Security agencies no ba site na wo na wo kire say omokọ hansa no wan ba ha. Edam na wo nipa adwen mu. Enti no they think they can just get anything. Yeah, for me I think say the mess created by these people is so massive say you can't just wake up a day and have John Mahama fix everything within few months. But you see, so person will judge Nnipa. You look at the beginning, you look at his approach, you look at the way he's going about it, and then you can convincingly be hopeful, say, the gentleman is willing, he's committed, and he's doing everything, fixing the things that were left mess, you understand? And that is where you can conclusively say, Omba and Galamsey, no better than so that's it, Galamsey. Yeah. President Onye Yesu, na ubi na minso akaja zabra na wanantiso aba. Oye Nnipa. So you need a systematic approach, sound policies, and need the implementation. Amaya resolve, and I think they are doing their best. And some of these tough decisions, I am one of them. You understand? And to be say, 2024. Now your forest reserve now man for gum. If you go back to the forest reserve today, is it the same? The answer is no. It means something positive has happened. You give credit to the minister. You give credit to the government.
Yeah.
You see Galamsey or baby, give them pressure. Tell them, Charlie, there is Galamsey going on here. Whether the person is NDC, CPP, whoever. Even nobody cares.
Yeah.
Arrest the person. What has happened? So that is that defiant in your friend saying spirit. Argentina spirit in the
I never say that.
against the form and
I say after you tease you.
yes, and Sunday the muntu the government need Argentina spirit.
Yeah.
They never say that spirit.
Yeah.
To finish this particular because Nnipa na no mu deal no. Sa England for no. Sa Egypt for na mu no. I say you come gu nsuo no. They make sure say Argentina will prevail. The government will succeed.
Ready. I'm not fast. I'm not personal.
Me ho ya amanfo ahi.
See 7 for no who you my hip hop. You can continue bleeding.
Yes, we need Argentina spirit.
Yeah.
Sabe betimi fight the Galamsey.
Yeah.
They never say that spirit. Ka 4 minutes kura na Messi best spirit no. And na ye hia. Eka 2 minutes Messi best.
Hey, I don't go bleeding.
Yes. Bleeding. Eka 4 minutes Messi best spirit no na ye hia.
Me antia Perry you no pay. Perry good morning.
Sabe dem fi wo ya shape no mo.
Shape na wo zero. I was shape. Won pa wa hira kwa dina so na. Yes. Perry. It's your foul.
Team
Argentina. Carry you.
Yes. So Galamsey no Argentina spirit na winya Messi no di animu a. Sa.
Good to go.
Forest no mo age no. Ya ba revert. Na ya make sure say we fight because we are dying. Nnipa is greedy.
Exactly.
Nnipa whether NDC or MPP, Nnipa is greedy. They will go into the forest and do the worst. So a bind should go this way, brutal way.
Yeah.
Won't mean dance or Galamsey, but for me, I'm happy what I see.
Yeah.
And I think that coach will be or NDC no, a CPP no, or why you or a confirm not your offer, see a crana. The person must be dealt with.
Sure.
That is the only way that we can win.